Dr. Ksenia Novak, the word cheese makes many older people shake their heads. I have high cholesterol. Cheese is bad for me. Or, I'm lactose intolerant. Cheese will make me feel sick. Or simply, aren't all cheeses the same, fatty, salty, and hard to digest? If you have ever thought this way, I understand, because many of my older patients looked at me in surprise when I advised them to eat cheese to restore muscle, as if I had suggested eating ice cream every morning. But there is something no one ever told them, and perhaps no one told you either. Not all cheeses are the same. Some of them are aged, fermented, and so rich in nutrients that just a few spoonfuls a day can help restore muscle tissue, reduce chronic inflammation, and safely strengthen the legs, especially after the age of 60. Today I want to tell you about 3 special types of cheese that can truly do this. I am not talking about store-bought cheese, not about yellow sandwich slices. I am talking about 3 types of cheese that are well studied for their high protein content, ease of digestion for the aging body, and rich nutrients to fight muscle loss, support joints, and aid recovery after illness. Before we begin, write in the comments, have you ever thought that cheese could help preserve muscle? Just write yes or no, and I will know that you are listening and ready to learn what your body needs. Now let's get acquainted with the first cheese. Its name may sound unfamiliar, but it may become your quiet daily helper for muscle recovery. Number 3. Feta. A soft, light, anti-inflammatory cheese for those who do not tolerate cow's milk. I know that the very word feta can cause doubt. This cheese is not what many older Americans are used to. It is not thick, not creamy, not sweet like cheddar or mozzarella. Yes, feta has its own distinct taste. It is slightly tangy, salty, with a barely noticeable fermented aroma that many find unusual. But this unusual quality is what makes feta special. And if you use it, correctly sprinkle it on warm eggs, add it to cherry tomatoes, or mix it with herbs and olive oil. This unusual quality becomes harmonious, aromatic, and unexpectedly pleasant. Many of my patients who previously could not tolerate feta, thinking it was too sharp, began to love it simply by first trying a small pinch in familiar dishes. They discovered that it is one of the most anti-inflammatory cheeses. It is rich in calcium, contains mostly unsaturated fats, is incredibly easy to digest, and, most importantly, contains virtually no lactose. This is what makes feta unique. It is light, easy to digest, and brings great benefits to older people suffering from chronic inflammation. Whether in the joints or with muscle weakness, feta is made from sheep's or goat's milk, in which the proteins are softer and easier to digest than those in cow's milk. Therefore, people with sensitive stomachs or lactose intolerance can often eat this cheese without discomfort. But do not be fooled by its softness. Feta is a real helper for muscle recovery. Just 100 grams of this cheese, a small portion, will give you up to 14 grams of complete protein, almost as much as is found in 2 large chicken eggs. And this protein is combined with healthy fats, especially conjugated linoleic acid, which has been proven to improve body composition, increase muscle mass, and reduce fat, especially in older people. Feta is rich in calcium and phosphorus, 2 essential minerals not only for bones but also for muscle contraction. Many people think that calcium is needed only for strong bones. But every time you walk, stand up, lift something, or simply keep your balance, your muscles need calcium in order to receive a signal from the nervous system and contract properly. Without sufficient calcium, muscles begin to work worse and weaken over time, even with a normal amount of protein in the diet. And one more subtle advantage. Feta contains quite a lot of histidine, an essential amino acid that older people often lack, but which is extremely important for fighting inflammation in muscles. Histidine promotes the production of carnosine, a unique antioxidant that protects muscles, slows aging, and increases endurance. Feta is universal and convenient for daily nutrition, especially for those who no longer enjoy food as much as before. A pinch of this cheese, on eggs, in a green leaf salad, in oatmeal, or on whole grain toast, and your diet becomes richer in protein and minerals. And if you mix it with olive oil, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and herbs, the benefits will be even greater. Digestion will improve, and the heart will be strengthened. Feta is mildly salty, so there is no need to add salt separately. This is a big plus for people with high blood pressure. Thanks to its soft texture, it is easy to chew and digest. It is one of the few cheeses suitable for regular consumption by older people without heaviness. Some of my patients started with just 1 or 2 tablespoons of feta per day, usually at breakfast or as a morning snack. Over time, many noticed tangible changes. Joints hurt less after sleep, legs became steadier, appetite improved, and daytime fatigue decreased. Perhaps you did not grow up with this cheese, but if you are looking for a natural, gentle, and sustainable way to support muscles and live more actively after 60, give feta a chance. Who knows? Maybe in just a week what once seemed strange will turn out to be your secret to feeling better. If feta interested you, the next cheese will seem much more familiar. Most likely, you have seen it hundreds of times in the store, but do not be deceived by its outward simplicity. Inside lies real power that can help restore muscles, protect them from nighttime breakdown, and all it takes is just a few spoonfuls a day. Number 2. Cottage cheese. It helps fight muscle loss during sleep. Surely, when you hear the word cottage cheese, you remember an 80s diet or boring food for those who want to lose weight. But the truth is that cottage cheese is one of the strongest helpers in the fight against muscle loss after 60. It is inconspicuous, not fashionable, but it works gently and effectively. Half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese, about 110 grams, will provide you with almost 14 grams of high-quality protein, while containing about 80 calories. That means nearly 70% of its calories come from protein. Very few foods can surpass this. For comparison, one medium egg contains about 6 grams of protein for 70 calories, which is about 35%. A more familiar cheese for many gives only 24% of calories from protein. So if your goal is not just to eat dairy products, but to nourish muscles, cottage cheese is a real quiet star. What matters is not only the amount, but also the quality of protein. Cottage cheese is rich in the amino acid leucine. This is the key signal that turns on the muscle growth mechanism. With age, muscle fibers become less sensitive and do not respond even to sufficient amounts of protein. Leucine is that very loud signal that makes the body build muscle. One serving of cottage cheese contains more than 1 gram of leucine, almost a third of the daily requirement for activating muscle growth. Another reason why I often recommend cottage cheese to older patients is that it is easy to consume and digest. It does not need to be chewed for a long time. It does not cause bloating like some animal proteins. You can eat it with a spoon, straight from the package, mix it with fruit, or add it to smoothies. If you want a savory taste, add tomatoes, cucumbers, or fresh herbs. However you eat it, your body will thank you. Most importantly, the main protein in cottage cheese is casein, which is digested slowly. Instead of giving muscles everything at once, it feeds them gradually over 6 to 8 hours. For young people, this is just a plus. But for older people, it is sometimes especially at night, when muscles break down to maintain energy. A bowl of cottage cheese before bed is a continuous flow of amino acids and muscle protection throughout the night. This has been proven by research. Older people who ate cottage cheese regularly gained muscle mass, improved mobility, and felt a surge of energy within just a few weeks, especially during periods of low activity or after injuries. The casein in cottage cheese helped preserve muscle rather than lose it, as often happens with age. If you are concerned about cholesterol or bloating, cottage cheese is usually low-fat, safe, and well tolerated by most older people. Do not like the grainy texture? Blend it in a blender with berries or a banana. You will get a tasty, nutritious drink. Some even replace mayonnaise with it, in chicken salad, easier on the stomach, and twice as much protein. The ideal portion is from half to a full cup per day. The best time is right after waking up, to send the body a signal. Today we are building muscle, or before bed as quiet protection for the entire night. No gym, no special equipment, just a package of cottage cheese and a little patience, and you are building a foundation for strong muscles after 60. If this seems useful, take a look at the next cheese. It is even stronger. It strengthens not only muscles, but also bones and the nervous system from within. First place, aged Parmesan. A small piece, a big effect. You may think, it's just a seasoning for pasta. Many people think the same. However, if you see Parmesan only as an addition, you are missing one of the most powerful foods for muscle gain, especially after 60. And I will show why. Even a small slice the size of a finger can change a lot. Parmesan is a hard cheese that is aged for at least 24 months. During this time, enzymes break down proteins into smaller peptides and amino acids. The result is a product with a high concentration of protein that is incredibly easy to digest. Just 28 grams of Parmesan. About 2 tablespoons of grated cheese provide more than 10 grams of complete protein. This is almost twice as much as the same weight of an egg. But not only the amount of protein matters. Parmesan is rich in leucine. As you already know, it is precisely